and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the ruler, the queen, the empress, the general, nice person herself,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Sid Meier's Civilization: A New Dawn. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right. In Civilization: A New Dawn, players act as the rulers of history's most memorable empires. Over the course of the game, players will expand their domains, develop new technologies, and build many of humanity's greatest wonders. The player who completes one agenda on each of the 3 goal cards wins and secures their empire's victory. All right, so why did we get this?
So we're big fans of the Sid Meier Civilization franchise. Love the video games. We have had a mixed bag when it comes to board games using the IP.
Or just in general a Civilization style board game.
Yeah, we haven't found the one that was right for us.
Right.
In fact, I had a really big issue with the last Civilization game we got. It was just, yes, it was full of minis, but it felt like a Risk knockoff, just bigger.
Yeah.
Anyway, we looked into this briefly, saw a few of the mechanics, thought it was interesting, and completely forgot about it.
Right.
Then we saw Ark Nova, and we're like, ooh, that looks neat and cool, and checked out a review, Jay from 3 Minute.
Yes. Board games.
3 Minute Board Games. And his opinion was, yes, it's a good game. Sid Meier's Civilization: A New Dawn did it first and did it better. And then we were like, we got that game.
We have it somewhere.
So that encouraged us to play it, and I'm glad we did.
I am too. So let's move on to what we like about this. And I think it's really that, for me, that main part is the card mechanism row. The fact that you have a row of cards and there are the different technologies. And as they move to the right, they get stronger and more powerful. They can go onto more terrains, or you can do something more often and things like that. And so there's this juggling of, okay, I want it to get to at least this spot and then I can use it. But then there's times like, okay, well, I need this one to get farther and then this one. And so there's a lot to think about when utilizing that mechanism row, and then thinking, oh, well, then it's going to be a while before I can do that one thing again. Is this the right time?
Yeah, and that mechanism works really well for a Civilization game because it's essentially different aspects of your country, nation, empire, whatever you prefer to call it. Yeah. Because the people are calling out for, we really want this, we really want this. And the more times you don't really face it, the higher that need and demand grows. So therefore, when it finally happens, everybody's happy and you get a lot of push for it. So that aspect is really cool. Plus, since you actually have to juggle which ones you do, it's not a lopsided civilization.
Right.
It's not a, well, my country is good with bananas and that's all we do.
Because we spent all our time growing them.
Right. And that's how it feels sometimes with some games where, well, you're really, really, really good at that one thing. The rest of it, I don't want to live there.
Yeah, not so much. And this feeds into the way the goals are done. To win the game, there's 3 different goal cards, and there's a variety in the box, so you're not always using the same goal cards. But there are 2 options, and generally speaking, they feel opposite. Like they're very different what the 2 goals are, which is great because then you can pursue the one that interests you. But between all 3, you have to do a little bit of everything. And that works well with that card row of like, okay, now I'm doing this. Well, now I have to do this, and then I need to do this. So you are continually shifting on what you're doing to try to meet those goals.
Yeah, it's a very subtle way of exploring different play styles.
Yeah.
Because that's what the opposites are. So, for example, let's say the very conquering, why am I still fixated with that word? Meaty military one is conquer a bunch of cities. That's one option. The other one is build a bunch of military wonders. So it's very isolationist versus in your face in terms of the styles of choice you have just on one card.
Yep. And that, speaking of military, then again, this goes into what we like about the game is with this varied approach of you need to do a little bit of everything, although it doesn't punish you for not doing things like some games. But anyways, you don't have to do military, at least not the in your face, I'm going to take you down type of military. There's a lot of military that just kind of helps you like move farther. I'm trying to remember all the specifics, but like you could, I don't know, it doesn't always feel combat focused.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it gives enough variety that there are workarounds to, well, I don't really like to play that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't play that way. Play around it and still accomplish something necessary, but you never had to be forced to do something that you find distasteful.
Right. I don't have to go over and march over to Will's capital and try to destroy him. In fact, I don't think you can. I can't take your capital. You always stay.
I think you can like sort of conquer it.
I think you get a benefit, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't think you own it.
Yeah. I think that covers a lot of what we like about the game.
Yes.
So what we don't like about the game, and this we covered in our other video on the accessibility, has a lot of small text, a lot of small icons, so that just can sometimes be a bit much to deal with. So yeah, there's that aspect.
Yeah, fortunately everything is open information.
Right.
Just grab the person with the best eyes to play with.
Yeah, get the best eyes and pick up everything that you can, and you'll be fine through.
Yeah.
It also takes up a lot of table space, but that's kind of like par for the course. You expect a Civilization game
Yeah.
to take up a lot of space, so it does. This is not going to be any different in that respect.
Right.
And then for you, Will, the military aspects, they were...
Yeah, I think Jay also said the same thing. It is just a bit too nebulous. Because the way it works in the base game is you do a military attack from any space you own. So you're more or less like this giant amorphous blob that you can attack from any part of yourself. So I guess logically you have military bases everywhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in that neighborhood and it just...
I mean, I don't think you could do it from your caravans.
No, because that was the one space you didn't technically control.
Right, because the caravans just move through other things and they're peaceful.
Yeah, but every single spot in your kingdom that you controlled or had a city on was where your military was based. All the time, everywhere.
Yeah. I personally didn't have as big of an issue, but then I don't really care as much for military, so being abstracted for me was fine.
I think what happened was that because that was so nebulous, it was hard for me to visualize mentally what was going on.
Okay.
So I always tripped when it came to, I need to do something military now. How does military work again? Because I didn't have anything to focus on.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's where I had difficulty.
Right. But I think that really covers what we don't like. So let's talk about who this game is for. Definitely for intermediate to hardcore gamers and those who want a Civilization game, but a different kind of Civilization game, one that has that engine, card mechanism and a variety of goals. So this is not your war-based Civilization game.
Yeah, this is honestly your board game version.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is anytime I've seen a board game tackle a Civilization game, they try their hardest to implement a game that's like the video game as much as possible. This said, no, let's make a good board game that happens to be Civilization.
Right.
And because it has that focus, you have a lot of elements in there that are very addictive. Playing with the action cards and moving them around, that's a very board gamey thing to do.
That's true.
And it has a very rewarding sense. So it's for those people looking for a Civilization game, but want it to be a board game first and a Civilization game second.
Yeah, that's a good description.
Yes.
All right, so let's go over our ratings.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, reason why, add them together, and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Sid Meier's Civilization: A New Dawn roll for you?
It rolled a 4. I think this is a very good game. Really love the card row, mechanism, everything about that. It's just not a great game for me all the time because it's so heavy. In fact, one of the plays, we played a little late at night and my brain does not work very great late at night, and I just struggled with it. So this is not a game I'm going to be able to play even when I kind of want to play it. It's going to be a very specifically timed, like it has to be at a good brain space time. But having said that, I really do enjoy everything that it offers and everything that it does.
Yeah, for me, it also rolled a 4. It has the issue that I think most Civilization games will have is every time I sit down to play it, there's going to be a sizable chunk I need to relearn.
Yeah.
And this is smaller than most, so it's going to be not as bad as some. I can definitely see this being a game I ask to play.
Yes.
It's also going to need probably a special insert just to make setup also quicker, because there is quite a bit that is involved in
this
the
box is full of a lot of baggies right now.
Yeah. So that's why it just doesn't get a little bit higher, but I think it is a fantastic game. So between the two of us, 8 out of 12, a great game for Civilization.
Agreed.
Yes. That will do it for us. And Sarah, if you had to make up a Civilization name, what would it be?
Oh, a Civilization name?
Yes.
I'm not good with names. What would you pick for me?
It would probably have something Meeple in the name, like Meeplestan.
I guess everything about me is going to be meeples, blue, and probably unicorns.
There you go. It's got a crazy looking flag.
But
very
fun.
Very bright and fun.
Very bright, glittery. Don't forget the glitter.
All right. Glittertopia.
There you go.
Okay, Glittertopia. From Glittertopia, we have been Rolling with Reviews. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And if you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.